And let me say, when it comes to, I mean, because this is your debut, you know, what do you, I mean, obviously, like you said, I mean, now you can't see yourself not doing it, but I mean, when you were first thinking about doing it, I mean, what were your expectations, man? Were you thinking like, oh, I'll start training in the year, get ready?
Man, when I first started training, it was like, I wasn't even thinking about fights. I wasn't even thinking about doing competitions. When I first started training, it was more like, I've seen it on the TV, I just want to know how to do it and defend myself. That's really what it started.
Yeah.
And then once I got into jiu-jitsu, and then MMA came next, and then after that, it was like, all right, now I want to go tap people out.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I did.
You see, but I mean, at the beginning, I mean, were you thinking more like, you know what, I'll start working out just to work out, or did you already know, like, I want to start training so I can fight?
It was a little bit of both. You know, I was gordo. I was fat, so
like,
I was like, I need to lose weight, but I also want to learn how to defend myself. And I actually picked up boxing first. I was in boxing, and man, I was in a gym with a whole bunch of moms, and it was just like the intensity wasn't there.
Yeah.
So that turned me off of boxing, and I went into Muay Thai at Ambush Muay Thai.
Oh, okay.
And I loved it over there, but I was going through like financial hardships at the time, so I had to stop. And then I got my new job, and it just so happened to be right across the street from HOJ, and then it's history right there.
Man, well, that's actually pretty cool, man, because, I mean, did you, like, literally just walk over here and say, like, hey, man, what's going on?
That's exactly what I did. And then Jacob was like, here's a gi. Go in there, start rolling. I was like, oh, shit. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to try my best.
Now, let's do it.
Exactly.
Let's see, we are on.
But I'll say Jacob, Professor Jacob, man, he's really been like the spark that kind of ignited me into wanting to get into fights. Because along with him, you had Coach David and then Coach Ty, and it was all telling me, like, hey, man, you got a knack for this. You need to start doing this. And I was like, oh, all right then.
And that's, I mean, yeah, man, because, I mean, like you said, I mean, when you left high school, like, how many years, well, how old are you, bro?
21.
Oh, man, so it hasn't been that many years since you left high school then.
Nah.
So, I mean, being that you were an athlete and training and doing that, you know, training at Ambush, I mean, were you still kind of like, hey, I'm still in shape, still fit?
Oh, yeah. I was a heavy power lifter, so I was like,
oh, damn,
stocked. And I remember graduating out of high school, I was 295. So I was
wow,
like,
bro.
Yeah,
how tall are you?
I'm only 6'9", like between 6'9", 6'10". But on my driver's license, say 6'10", or 5'10".
Damn. Hey, your family, they're tall?
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up, man. My brother's 6'4", my dad's 6'4", my mom is like 5'4". So I got the messed up genes. I got in between. And my brother, he's like 330, 6'4". He could have been like a D1 athlete for real.
Damn, dude.
But he loves the video game, so.
Really?
Yeah.
And what about yourself, man? You don't play that?
I mean, I used to as a kid, but then as I got older, it was just like, I'm not really into that.
Yeah, I gotta do something else.
Yeah, I'd rather be outside.
No, yeah, and that's kind of the thing now, man. That's what I always tell parents, you know, when it comes to training, even if your kids don't want to compete or fight, you know, they can come in here, get them away from TV and get them away from, you know, from being stuck on there, man. Because, yeah, it's like, I mean,
that shit's addictive for real.
This generation is kind of crazy, man.
Yeah. And you come in here, man, you get camaraderie. You get, like, friends you never knew you could be friends with.
No, yeah, you see, and that's another thing, too, man, because you got people that you would have never met in your life. Because, I mean, like I tell people, I mean, while you're looking one way, the person behind you, you miss them by so many seconds, man. It's like I'll say this, as big as, well, San Antonio is getting bigger, but it's rare that I see the same person twice, man. Like, it's just, I'm all over the city, and I'm like, dude, if I wouldn't have been here at this time, I would have never seen that person in my life, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's just mind-blowing, but it's just, but yeah, man, but bro, we are live. This is DeFi Cart Podcast, sPidA here. Of course, being joined by Dorian. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, sir, Dorian.
My man, bro, of course, I mean, we are here inside the HOD training facility, man. I mean, you're going to be training out in a bit. I just had one of your teammates out here earlier. And, of course, I mean, both you guys are stepping inside the cage. You're making your MMA amateur debut.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I am.
And this is going to be happening for Texas Clash Promotion.
Yes, sir. Texas Clash Promotion in Victoria on May 7th.
Yes, sir. And I know I was asking David, and he's like, man, that's like in a week. He was like, damn. Like, you know, I was just like, dude, like, time's going by so quick, bro. Like, yeah, if it wasn't for me looking at my phone every once in a while, I wouldn't know what day it was, man.
Man, I'll tell you what, though. It's been the longest 2 months because we've been dieting, and then now it's about to get that time where you got to start cutting water weight. So it's been so long for me.
And, man, in what weight class are you going to be competing in?
Light heavyweight, 205.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. Okay. And, of course, I mean, I know I was talking to David, and he was like, man, I'm fighting a heavyweight. So I was like, well, you don't have to watch. I mean, he's watching what he eats when it comes to, like, greasy food, but, I mean, he's still eating, man. So,
yeah,
obviously, I mean, you're not. You're taking it easy.
Yeah, nah. Actually, me and him were the same weight. I was like 245 when I started.
Oh, man.
So I had to drop down, and now I'm like 215. And, bro, I remember, like, they'll be eating pizza, watching the fights. And I'll be like, damn, must be not. I'm sitting there with my fucking tuna and shit.
Eating yogurt.
Yeah, man, it's just funny.
Man, and let me ask you, I mean, of course, we talked earlier, man, and you talked about being in high school, I mean, being an athlete, you know, playing sports, transitioning over to MMA. I mean, of course, before you came to HOJ, you were training at another facility, and I mean, you knew it was for you, man. Like, I mean, it was something that tested you, obviously, right?
Yeah, man. Mentally, it was like I had to push myself against or past the bar that I set myself at, and like physically, my body wasn't ready, but it was like I said, mentally, I had to push past that, and that was really the only sport, or this is the only sport that I've ever had to do that. Football, I mean, I had like a natural big talent, so I can always push people, and then like track, I just like toss that bitch, you know, go far. So this is like the only time where I had to get in sync with like physically and mentally, and it's just beautiful in my eyes. It's an art for real.
No, yeah, definitely, man. And that's one thing, I mean, a lot of people don't realize, man, because people, like even now, people confuse the fact that they work out to, I guess for some reason they think that means they know how to fight, you know, but a lot of people don't, man. But I mean, of course, being an athlete now and training in this and knowing, okay, yeah, I can hold my own, man. I mean, if some situation were to arise, I mean, you can actually defend yourself and you know, infuse the situation, let's say, you know. But man, let me ask you, what does your family think about this, man? About you fighting? Do they know?
Yeah, they know. So believe it or not, man, both my parents are pastors, so they're like sanctified, like Jesus walking and Jesus fearing. And so when they first told them about this, they was like, well, you know, we like that you're getting involved, but like it's not really Christian-like. And I was just like, oh, okay, all right then. And now that I actually have my first fight coming up, like, my dad especially, he's just like, man, I can't find no Bible verses to get behind this. And I'm just like, well, you know what, Dad, I just want you to be there. Just pray with me, just pray for my safety and all that.
Yeah.
But even my grandma, man, I don't want you getting dead. I was like, Grandma, you can't die for this. Like, come on.
You're like, if anything, I'm gonna come back a victor, man. But you know what, man? I mean, there's been other situations where there was a young lady from Corpus that actually, she was in a reality show, man. They followed her. She made her first and only amateur bout.
And, it was on an MTV show, right?
Yeah. And actually, I was there when it was here in San Antonio. She was actually she fought for the PCG promotion, and she's a Christian, man. She's like, you know what? And she devoted. She tested herself. She felt like that. You know what? This was a test for herself, and it was. And I mean, she was just happy, you know, to do it, man. But it's just, I'm not saying, hey, everybody get into this, but it's just, you know, it's a good thing, man. It is a sport, you know. Of course, it's better than going out there and fighting in the streets or fighting somewhere where, you know. So I mean, it's a platform, you know. It's there's going to be judges, you know, every referee. So it's a good thing, man. I mean, fighting at 205, I can't see that, man. I can't believe it. I mean, so man, I mean, what are you thinking? I mean, weight class? Are you doing pretty good? Are you holding up?
Yeah, I mean, 205 is his next fight, but I mean, ultimate goal, I want to get down to 170, 185. That's my ultimate goal.
Yeah.
So after this fight, that's exactly where I'm gonna go, 185.
Damn.
But I just want my six pack. I keep telling people that I just want my six pack.
You're like, once I get it, I don't care what weight class, as long as I get that, and be good to go, man. But let me ask you. I mean, of course, you said you're working right down the street from here. Was it before? Well, that was when they first started, right? You said.
Yeah, so they opened up their gym like for memberships and all that mid-July, and I got hired on like mid-July.
Oh wow,
so,
man!
As soon as I saw this place, I was like, "Hey, what's that place over there?" And they're like, "Oh, it's a new gym." So I walked in the next day.
Damn, that's pretty cool, man.
And then 3 days after that, I signed up. So it was just.
So we're like, that's it.
It was divine intervention, man. Like,
No, definitely, yeah, because you can't say no to that. I mean, the fact that you know, they bless you with a job close by, and of course you get to come out here and stretch out, man. Now, let me ask you, do you still live on this side of town?
No, actually, I have my own apartment near UTSA where I go to school.
That's north I-10.
Yes, sir. Like 1604 I-10.
Oh, okay, yes, sir. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say because if you live closer, even better, man. We can just walk home, man.
I wish. Everything's so expensive down here. It ain't even no joke.
No, you see, and that's what we were talking about that earlier, man. The houses. I mean, of course, one of the things have been brought up plenty of times. I mean, on social media, man, is that people are buying these houses for over twice, 3 times what they're worth.
Oh, yeah.
It just turns out a lot of people are bidding on these houses, man. So of course they put a bid. Not knowing where it's at or who's, you know, what the house looks like, man. So it's just crazy. But I don't know. We'll see, man. I mean, of course, the city itself is still growing. I mean, it's gotten huge in the past 5 years alone, man. There's a lot of people still moving down. But let me ask you, man. I mean, when it comes to mixed martial arts, I mean, what were some of the things that attracted you to the sport, man? I mean, when you first saw it, you were like, man, I'd like to try it, or I can do that.
Well, I had a best friend. At the time, he was in wrestling. He was ranked number 9 NCAA wrestling, like
Damn.
all of that. So I went to go in the gym with him at Shriner University sometimes, and we'll get it in. And like, I thought it was cool. But then I saw jiu-jitsu, and I was like, yo, you can choke people out in there. Like, this is for real. Like, you can kill somebody with that. Just to quote Joe Rogan right there. But after that, dude, I was just like, all right, I want to shift my focus from just wrestling into this aspect of mixed martial arts, because this is something else. And in my mind, it was more like an art.
Yeah.
I mean, because you feel pressures, and you got to know how to escape through the back door. You got to know how to do a sweep. You got to know how to do, like, guards, just everything. And I was just like, bro, this is beautiful. I mean, you can't really, this is like art.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, it is, because I mean, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu itself. I mean, it's an art form. I mean, of course, right? Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of techniques. I mean, even with Jiu-Jitsu in the past 10 years has freaking blown up so much, bro. That like somebody for myself to go back into the game and actually start training, man, I'd be like a fish out of water, bro, because it changed that much, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's evolving. I mean, with that alone, I mean, of course, you have boxing, you have kickboxing, you have wrestling. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes into a mixed martial artist, and, you know, the name itself has it, you know, it's an artist, you know, you're out there and putting on the show, man.
No, for sure. I mean, for me, boxing, I've always had, like, a strong right hand. I remember fighting in the restrooms in high school, like, I just always had that right hand. So, coming in here and then training in boxing and also Muay Thai, I mean, I just had to work on my form, had to shift my power, working that dynamic. And then right there is bread and butter. So now, like I said, I like challenging myself mentally and physically, and jiu-jitsu is just that sport. Like,
no, yeah.
I can never get enough. And I always feel like at the end of the day, man, I could have done better. So it's just something that...
No, I mean, the fact that you keep coming back, you will. You are going to get better, right?
Oh,
I mean, there's a lot. I mean, since you said you stepped into the building when it first opened, man, it hasn't been a year yet. So, I mean, of course, you're still evolving. I mean, after this fight, man, I mean, are you looking to stay busy this year?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Shoot, after this fight, I'm hoping I can drop weight quick so I can get that next fight.
And this will be at 185?
Then this next fight, or this upcoming fight, is going to be a 205, but the one after that, that's going to be 185 for sure.
Nice, man. And, of course, I mean, I was talking to David earlier, man, and, I mean, one of your teammates, you know, and he was saying eventually, yeah, when he goes to the pro circuit, he wants to look at lighter weight classes just to kind of, you know, see how his body changes. And I mean, just being here alone, man, I mean, I'm sure, you know, you're losing weight whether you want to or not, right? I mean, breaking a sweat, man.
Oh, for sure. Like I said prior to the interview, man, I was 295 graduating high school. So the only reason I dropped weight or 50 pounds before I came here was because I was broke.
Man, well, let me ask you, bro, because Walking around at 295, I mean, did you feel your weight? Were you carrying your weight pretty well?
I mean, nah, man. It was horrible.
It was just weight.
Yeah, going at UTSA and walking up all those stairs, like, man, I had the bags under my titties, like, man, the back sweat dripping down, like, bro. It was for real. Like, I was fat. And then getting down to 250, I mean, that was like, wow, I'm 250, and I thought that was like. And then now that I'm 215 right now, I'm just like, bro, I'm quicker. I'm still kind of strong. Like, this is legit. Yeah. So I can only imagine going down to 185 and still working out.
No, and I was going to say, because, I mean, walking around with that much weight, you know, when you were at 295, I mean, mentally you might still have that power, that, you know what I mean? Like, you still get that weight behind your punches, man. So that's pretty scary, man. I mean, I definitely wouldn't want to get hit, man. But, I mean, this fight, your opponent, man, is he making a debut himself, or is he?
It is his debut. It's his debut as well. But I did look him up on Smooth Comp. And he's done quite a bit of jiu-jitsu competition,
okay.
He has experience in that. Which, I mean, I know he's training probably as hard as I am, but I don't shy away from that.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's gonna be a lesson within itself. I mean, I was talking to David about it, and he was like, man, it was way different than I expected. And you go in there and you're like, damn, okay, it's for real. Like, we're inside a cage and we're about to get it on, man. So it's just. But yeah, man, but it's an experience. I mean, it's going to be your debut walking in there, man. So, I mean, you know, you're going to learn from that. And, you know, when you come back, you're going to know, okay, well, you know what? I got to make that walk and get in that cage and lock the doors.
I mean, I don't know. Because I remember my first jiu-jitsu competition. And I was like, oh, my gosh. Like, I was shaking. I was like, man, this is crazy. And then I remember getting done with, like, my matches. And I was like, bro, that's it? Like, that was so quick. And then going in here and sparring for 11 minutes in a Shark Tank, you're like, bro, that's it? Like, that was so quick. And so I can only imagine 9 minutes with this one guy, and it's just like, it's going to fly. But I know at the time it's going to be a difficult...
Yeah, bro. No, yeah, because it is going to be 3-minute rounds, right?
3-minute rounds, yes, sir.
You see, and that's one of the things, I mean, because obviously, man, when you guys come out here and train, you're training for hours. I mean, you're thinking, okay, it all boils down to 9 minutes, man.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know, man. Mentally, like, I'm ready to go in, get it done, just so I can go to Chili's and get my margaritas.
I know, that's what I was telling David. I said, man, after the fights, man, we'll have to go somewhere and get something to eat, something to drink, man. Chill out.
I am doing that, man. I ain't even thinking about it, cause well, I'm telling you, this diet ain't it, but it's worth it. It's worth it in the end, cause I could feel my power and I could also feel my speed. And I just know, like, May 7th, man, I'm gonna be ready.
See, and just like I was telling your teammate earlier, man. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, man. The fact that it's gonna be an amateur card, but I mean, there's a lot of experience from the coaches and teams that they represent because I know everybody, man. So I mean, I'm excited for it. You know, it's gonna be a good bout, a good card within itself. When it comes to, I mean, I know I was talking to David, and he said a couple of the teammates were heading out there. Do you have family going out there to support you?
I do. I have my parents coming out. I have my uncle coming out, and I have a couple of family friends coming out. But other than that, I mean, not many people. And
let me ask you, being that you're gonna have your family there, does that make you nervous, or are you even thinking about it?
Nah, it's because I mean they come to my jiu-jitsu tournaments and they're always like really fascinated with it as well. So I know coming in here, I can hopefully show them like it's more than just two people brawling it out. Yeah. Like there's technique, there's tells you gotta read. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you have to know. That's what makes it an art form, because I mean every person interprets it different, but it's still at the end of the day a beautiful sport. So I hope to show them that through my fight.
No, you see, and I mean, are they fans of the sport? Do they watch like the UFC? Oh, really?
Yeah, they hate it.
So I mean, thank you, mom and dad, of course, for supporting you, man. Because I mean, the fact that they don't want to watch it, but they're there to support you, man. I can dig that, man. As a parent, I appreciate that for sure.
No, for sure. And then my dad, bro, he be telling me, he was like, I'm gonna have to stay in the parking lot. I'll pay for the ticket, but I'm gonna stay in the parking lot because if he's beating you up, I'm gonna hop in there too.
Oh man.
It's a trip, man. I mean, I'm really excited that I at least have some support from them, and I mean, just being here with my team. I mean, the environment. I already feel ready for this fight.
No, man, I'm excited, bro. Like I said, I mean, I know I was here Saturday. You weren't able to make it, of course. You were saying because you You work the weekends, right?
I work the weekends.
But I know I saw some of the guys out here getting it in on Saturday, man, and I mean they're ready, man. So I can only imagine. I mean, come fight night, everybody's gonna put on the show. I mean, of course, the fans are gonna be in for a treat, man. I was asking David tickets, man. You guys have tickets here on sale?
Yes, sir. We have a couple more left, I believe, and they're all $35 each.
Okay, yeah, man. So those listening, if you're looking to head out to Victoria, if you don't have anybody that they're going to be watching, of course, pick up tickets out here at the HOJ Academy. Manuel, of course, and, the Texas Clash and the staff out there, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. I mean, the promotion that we went to, of course, I was in Beeville. That's the one the first time I ever attended the event.
That was the one with Taco, right?
Yeah.
Taco was his debut.
Yeah, that's right, man. I mean, he was out there, and I enjoyed it, man. So I'm looking forward to Victoria. It's going to be the third time I've been out there. Have you been out there to Victoria before?
No, I've never been out to Victoria. I never even heard the place prior to this.
Oh, really?
But I heard, after talking to my teammates, I've heard quite a few stories of what goes down over there. So.
No, yeah, man. Of course, I mean, Houston is up the road, the beach, like one way. So, I mean, if your parents hang out, maybe they'll go to the beach the next day. Are you guys going to stay the night out there?
I'm probably gonna stay the night, but I'll probably have to leave pretty early because I'm gonna be going to church that next day for Mother's Day.
That's right. No, yeah, especially if Mama's gonna be out there supporting you, man. You gotta go to church.
I gotta return the favor. I gotta find a present and everything. So.
Man, well, I'm pretty sure once you get that win, man, that'll be a good enough present for her, man. I'm pretty sure she'll be proud of that, man.
I hope so, but like I said, man, I don't want to be too big-headed. I always like to be humble, so I expect my opponent to come out and give me a fight, and that's what I want. I want him to give me a challenge because that's the whole reason I'm doing this.
No, and you see, and that's another thing too, man, because it is in the amateur circuit. I mean, of course, it's his experience. I mean, even now, I mean, nobody wants to lose. But once you go pro, of course, you want to go in with as much experience as possible. So this is going to be one of them, But man, I mean, I'm excited for it. Like I said, dude. I mean, the fact that you're going to be walking inside the cage, man. Music, man. What are you going to be walking out to? Do you know?
I have an idea. I don't know if you ever heard of the Isley Brothers.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about putting on the Isley Brothers for that.
Nice.
Just to switch it up, I don't like how people be like all hard, like, yeah, this is me. Nah, I like to take my time, chill out. I want to catch the vibe, and just really let it sink in. Like this is a moment I'll never have again. First fight, walking in.
No, yeah, bro. You see, and that's a good way to think about it because you won't. Once you go in there, it's like, hey, man. I mean, now, I know fighters even in the UFC. They're like, man, you still get nervous. You just learn to work with it. It's just like now you get in there and you're like, okay, you use those nerves to fuel your fight. But it's gonna be interesting, man. I mean, of course, before you even started training, man. I mean, who were some of the fighters you were looking up to?
Even today, man. My favorite fighter, Yoel Romero.
Okay.
He is just the beast to me. I mean,
bro, he's a specimen, man. Definitely.
Yeah. And they always said he had unfair agility and he has just unmatched strength and his chin is just strong as hell. So going into training here, I was like, Yoel Romero, I'm that guy. I'm gonna be that guy.
Heck yeah, bro.
And after him, I mean, there's just Mike Tyson and then Royce Joyce Jr. I always liked him, but it was mainly the only guy I really liked in the UFC was Yoel Romero. Oh, and Rampage Jackson. That was my dog.
Oh yeah, you can't go wrong with Rampage. As a character, man.
Ever since I seen him break that door on Tough, I was
hey. I saw that the other day, and I was just like, hey, I remember that, man. He was in the Ultimate Fighter or something like that, man.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty dope, dude. But yeah, man. I mean, all these guys. I mean, of course, compared to now, I mean, back then, I mean, I'm from the era when we were still renting out VHS tapes, right, to watch all these UFC fights, man. But you guys are lucky, man. You guys can get on YouTube now and just start looking up all these fights, right?
Streaming it. Yeah. Even now, shoot, Taco, he was showing me some websites. He can stream the fight live.
Oh, yeah, bro. They're out there, man. Man, let me ask you, bro, when it comes to fight night, man, I mean, of course, you guys are going to be heading out there Friday, right, for the weigh-ins?
Friday, sir.
And who are you going to be heading out there with? With a team, or?
I believe so. We are heading out as a team. I was talking to Coach Jacob, and he was saying that maybe around noon, we're all gonna come to the gym. We're gonna head out over there.
Sweet, man.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a nice trip, man. I'm really excited. Not just for the fight, but man, like I said, the camaraderie is gonna be there.
No, yeah, man, and I can see it. I mean, of course, the studio itself, it's inside the HOG Academy, of course, man. So I see you guys out there. And let me ask you, bro. We're gonna wrap this up in a little bit. I know you got training, of course, coming up, but when it comes to sports, man, can you see yourself doing other platforms like boxing, kickboxing?
I mean, maybe switching into like Muay Thai. Not boxing though. I mean, ever since I've done this, and every time I go back to boxing, it just feels so restrictive.
Yeah.
Like you can only use your
You're
upper
like, man, I could
body.
have used my knee, or I could have used.
Right? And I'm looking at the angles, and I'm like, bro, that'd be a perfect angle for a left kick.
No, yeah, dude, that's what mixed martial arts does for you. Because even now, I see boxing or I see other ones, and I'm like, man, that would have been a good takedown, or his stance, of course. But man, I appreciate you doing this, man. I know we got to wrap it short. Come fight night, I'm gonna be out there watching. Hopefully, everybody watching on this is gonna be out there supporting the promotion and you guys as well. But anything you want to say, man? You have any sponsors? Anybody helping you out for this bout?
No, but I mean, even at that, I just wanna thank everybody for listening, and I really want to give a special shout out to my family, because even though they don't really see eye to eye, you know, I still appreciate the love and support I get from y'all, and especially my friends and my teammates. So, you know, just thank y'all, and that's really it.
No, appreciate you, man. Everybody out there, of course, this is sPidA, the Fight Card Podcast. Till next time, follow up.
Yes, sir.
We'll give a few seconds before we turn
Will
off.
we wrap it up?
Yeah. But we do a little ending. There you go, man.
Man, I'm telling you, all you need to hear is like a blunt. You be chilling.
Nah, that's what. Well, not earlier. I had a customer. He was all like, "Hey, man, I was hoping to bring some stuff out," and he's like, "Hey, you smoke?" I was like, "Nah, bro." I said, "My truck does though." He didn't get that joke, man. I was like,
Nah, I get it.